Yeah. So
Yes.
there's just half a minute again then.
I always look forward to the Saturday Wednesdays. I get so excited.
Okay.
You know,
I tell
seeing
people
who's coming
We
on.
have our TV show to run.
Yes, to see who's coming on, and we have a lot of new people, joining and knowing about it. So
Absolutely.
that's great.
Absolutely.
So
Here we are.
So here we are. So I say welcome, welcome, welcome to Connections 50 Plus Wednesdays Live. And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, co-creator of Connections 50 Plus, and we have
Terri-ann Joseph Brathwaite, along with Jennifer, co-creator. Really nice to be here.
Great. So our topic is on self-care 50 plus. How? At 50 plus, how do you take care of yourself? We found this to be such an interesting topic. We actually had started the discussion on our WhatsApp group. And before I even share in terms of how I deal with self-care, I would like to start, Terri-ann, by sharing some of the comments we received during the week.
Yes.
Because we put that out there, and really it was interesting. So I wrote down a few pointers, And we posted a quote that said, self-care is how you take your power back.
Wow, and that created that.
That created a lot of responses, Terri-ann.
Take your power back.
How do you take your power back? And one person I like, let me see that. She said, kept wanting to do too much.
Yes.
So she found herself really busy, not on self, but keep doing and doing and doing for everybody else. Yes. Until she recognized that, listen, I have to deal with me.
Yeah.
So she found that's how she took her power back.
Yes.
But in doing it, she first had to recognize that, listen, I'm spending all my time doing things for everybody else and not taking care of me. But you know what? In doing that, she felt guilty.
Guilty when she wanted to do something for herself.
When she wanted to do something for herself. And there is a saying that self-care is not being selfish.
No.
Self-care is just, and you need to put yourself first in order to take care of others and to be the best you.
And be, yes. Because Jennifer, I always think of a house or any building. So much is dependent on us. Whether we are any adult that is plus 50, whether you have kids, whether it's your wife, your husband, you may be a man who is the head of the household, a woman who is head of the household, joint responsibility, a single person, responsible for parents, responsible for kids at school, responsible in community, responsible in church, and all people are so dependent on you. And if all of this is bundled on you, and you don't take care of yourself, which is the foundation, everything collapses.
Terri-ann, and as you brought in men in it. Men, please, you're part of this discussion.
Hello, Shelly-ann, how are you?
Yes. So we are about men and women. And as you said that, one woman wrote in the Facebook chat that women tend to be harder on themselves than men. And isn't that a fact? Because we were brought up thinking that we have to do it all. We have to take care of the family, make sure everything in place, and
keep
going
together.
Yes.
Because the men went out and they worked hard, and when they came back, they had the right to go and relax while we made everything good for them.
But that was in those days. But it's not so then.
But the thinking remains.
The habit remains. Because really and truly, when you look around households, the men tend to be the ones who take that time out to do the things that make them happy.
And you know, sometimes I think the way, and I don't 100, although I'm joking about it, I don't 100% buy in. I think there is a division of labor, as it were, and in many households, the responsibility, because we take the nurturing responsibility, and men would probably take the physical protection, fix the house, fix this, and make sure everything is okay. But it is the nurturing part of taking care of others that brings the worry and the stress. Because once you fix the roof, it fixed. You can leave it. But if you have to take care of mommy, or you have to take care of or worry about the children doing well and getting to school and so on, those things don't end until they continue.
It don't end. You know?
So I think in the division of the households, the division of labor, I would use that term. We don't have the heavy lifting and sweating, but I think we take on a lot of the stressors.
And that mental, that anxiety, that stress. Yes. You know, and I'm just reading as we chat some of the comments that received on the chat. And one person said, wanting to do too much and setting harsh expectations for themselves.
Yes.
Again, we have the expectations. Those of us who still working in the workplace, we say, we just don't have the time to relax because we on this treadmill because of you want to succeed, you want to be promoted, you want to prove that you can do it just as good as the men in the organization. You know, so you tend to work harder, sometimes the longer hours, which really you much prefer walk away from that desk and go home. But you sit down because you don't want them to say, you know, you can't. And that time out is something you have to be careful with when you're talking about self-care. One of the comments we received also was, I just don't find that time. And they will say, well, you don't understand, you know. But listen, what I say is if you get ill or any sort of accident or anything, let me tell you, that work going on, somehow the household, they're going to survive until you get back. So you have to consider your health. And in saying that, Terri-ann, I thought I should share what I see, what I do for myself. And health, you know, everyone is different. But for me, health is very important. Because I do have much challenges, and I recognize if I don't take action and take that time out to relax, that then I won't be here sitting, chatting, helping, you know, others. And to do that, what comes with time out is discipline. If you are not disciplined, then you find you are you're busy doing a lot of things because you didn't schedule them properly. So for instance, me, for time out, because I came from a very active career, because I came from a sales career, and it's just going against targets and targets and targets. And if I didn't take that time out, I would have been totally stressed. And what I actually did is scheduling that time out. You know, I schedule actually when I started, I decided, okay, let's say Wednesday, somehow I like a Wednesday. Middle of the week. So I would take Wednesday off. But I found when I got up on a Wednesday, now I have a whole list of things I want to do, which wasn't relaxing, you know, outside of work. And I decided, you know what? I am not setting what I'm going to do on that day.
It's just your time.
When I get up, I will just move. Allegedly going along, doing what I feel like doing. So for those who get in trouble with time out, my suggestion is,
hi Catherine,
schedule that time out within. Even if it means, and you know, the coaches tell you that, the fitness coaches will tell you that. Even if it means when you're at your desk, you know, doing some sort of action, deep breathing, that is time out, you know. That is time out. So even if it's a 10 minutes to deep breathe, you know, and just blank out from all the noise around you, you know, you can do that. You know, I notice a lot of people now, when they're jogging or when they're even walking or traveling, that they have the earphones on, listening to music.
Yes.
That's time out.
Yeah.
They have so many different ways where you can do that time out.
Different people get it differently, you know, and I think about myself and how do I take care of myself? And I you know, I look at everything comes from the family and where you're at. And I take the approach that my spirit must be free and must be happy. And I am an adventurer. Okay. I love adventures. I love to bring people together and to plan different experiences. So ever since I was, as a young child, I suppose holidays, we just would get in the car and take a drive. And we go somewhere. Go to Mayaro, go into different new places. And I find that as I think about my self-care, I have to capture time for myself. Yes. I tell my family, and some people say to me, "You crazy?" But I say 11 months for you and 1 month for me. And I literally plan. Sometimes I take them along, sometimes I go with a girlfriend, and for 1 month of the year, I disappear. And I go to the most strange place. I do something very different.
Yeah. You know, far
away in a different space.
to run home to do anything.
And I do things that I would not in my wildest. This summer, I was in Greece jumping off of a cliff.
No, better you than me. I'm not doing it. That wouldn't make me happy.
But I realized that for me, my spirit must be free. And I would take my children. There was one time I was working in Guyana, and I took them and we went to the middle. We went into the interior, stayed in an Amerindian village, hiked the CONEC-TIONS. And when I come back, because my spirit is free, and I realized that for me to be able to have my spirit free and happy, I must take care of me. So I am not a disciplined person where exercise is concerned. Unless I have a trainer telling me, lift up your foot, turn and do this, I have all the equipment home that I look at it. So I make sure that I exercise. I make sure that I eat a healthy diet. I do my best when I'm under stress to make sure that I rest. I have mastered the art of, if I can't tell you no, I just give you a look and I just don't respond.
And that, as you said that, Terri-ann, there was another quote where you say, and this is the quote you said,
yes.
When you say yes to others, make sure you are not saying no to yourself. This is exactly, yes. And that was the quote that brought in again a lot of the conversation going, you know. And we have to remember that we are 50 plus. And
with
prior,
30 more years to go.
And prior, so the first 50 years, especially I will say the first one, the last 30 years.
The last 30. The first 30, the second 30, and the last 30.
We have been, and I'm sure a lot of you all along with me on that, has been just going at a pace with family, with work, with getting things done, managing your finances.
All about others.
A lot. And you reach this stage, you're saying, I know some people cannot let go, but you reach this stage saying, listen, I am tired.
Yes.
I still have a lot to do. I need to take that time out for me.
Yes.
And that's self-care.
Yes.
You know what also? And one of the members on the chat said it, is that take that time to go within.
Yes.
Really understand. And we chat about that a lot.
Know yourself.
Really know yourself. know what you like to do, what makes you happy, and what don't. For instance, Terri-ann just spoke about jumping off cliff.
Yeah.
That won't make me happy. That would kill me. But while I am well organized and put time, and I don't need a trainer because I'm very disciplined, she isn't. Yes. So you have to understand yourself.
Hello, Hyacinth.
You know?
Yes. No, and one of the things, Jennifer, and I you know, we have earned the right at 50 plus. We have dealt with parents, children, husbands, careers. We have earned the right to take care of ourselves as well as we've taken care of others. But so many of us, I say we are afraid to look within and admit, what do you really like?
Yes.
Let me tell you something. If you ask me what I like, I could tell you one time.
I could off. Yes.
I could tell you, if you want to make me happy, all right, let's have an adventure. And an adventure doesn't always have to be out of country or whatever it is. You see me, let me loose in my kitchen with some really exotic ingredients, and not exotic, spices. I get so much pleasure converting boring chicken into something phenomenal. That's a holiday for me. If I can't go on a plane, I go with a recipe book.
Now, for our followers today, I know by now, you know, Terri-ann and I have two different personalities. Don't send me in any kitchen at all. Send me in the restaurant to sit, chat, and have fun, but not in the kitchen with any exotic recipe.
The restaurant recipe.
And that shows definitely that when we recognize self-knowledge, and Terri-ann, that brings me also to talking about having a tribe to support you, having the right friends. So for instance,
remember our meetup? When we had our meetup, what did God talk about? What is wealth?
If friendship.
Wealth is not just monetary. It's your community.
It's that community. And Terri-ann, that makes a difference. Because during the hard times, when you're very frustrated and you feel like you can't go anymore and that nobody cares, many of us, if we don't have that friend, we could pick up the phone and call or pass by. Or someone, as I said, who can understand you. And we're talking about sometimes different personalities in different areas. And so you're calling the person who could understand where you are and who can say, okay, let's take a walk. Let's go and have dinner. Because they understand what you like to do.
But Jennifer, you know, sometimes I find that it's not, sometimes that person doesn't have to be a friend.
Oh yes, that too.
Sometimes you just need to know that someone will hear me. And I spoke to someone and she gave me permission to give this, this story about self-care. My friend Maxine, she had an aneurysm. She had an aneurysm in 2013 in the middle of a fantastic career. She was in the gym and had her aneurysm and realized then the fragility of her life. Yes. So she made very, very clear decisions about children, grandchildren, relationships, siblings, that she had to be at the center, not to be selfish, because all of her family were very dependent on her financially for guidance. Yes. She realized that if I am to be productive, to earn enough to support everyone, to be emotionally strong enough to carry the emotional burdens, that she had to be solid. And she took an aneurysm, caused her to change.
In many cases, Terri-ann,
we don't have to have a medical crisis.
I'm now saying that. It's because of a medical crisis. If it's not with us, with some close friend, and then we take action. Yeah. And that leads me to chat a bit about the negative energy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, when you're walking about with a lot of negative energy and it builds up that pressure in you, it leads to so many health challenges.
And gentlemen, where does the negative energy come from?
Within and external. And I will start with within. Within, because it comes from your upbringing from very early. what you were introduced to, how you were introduced to even addressing situations.
Your fears.
Yes,
you're scared of this.
Oh,
you're scared
a
of
whole
that.
list. And unless you go within to understand why you're being frustrated in
Voices
a situation,
in your head.
why, and sometimes, and I'm saying the external as well, you may be confiding in someone, or may not even confide, maybe someone who just, as we say in Trinidad, in your business, and they would just say something that will trigger off that fear in you, or that anger in you, or make you more frustrated.
Or memory, and you'll think that something that happened years ago is the norm and it still will happen. And you stop, you don't do this because they like this and they like that.
Self-care means staying away from negative people too. Stay away from the negatives, because that is just make things weak. And some tips that we got, we're checking the time, and the time goes so bad.
Wow.
Some tips I gathered from our chat at the meetup, and also from the WhatsApp group. And these are what persons sent in to say what they do for their self-care. And was find time every day to be quiet and go with it. Some of us don't know how to be happy with ourselves. How to stay quiet.
Cannot tolerate the quiet, because in the quiet, all kinds of things come up. And sometimes you just have to let it come up and pass through. Because when you're quiet, all of the shadows, and you want to suppress it. But sometimes let it pass.
Take that time. And with that, what I do, I actually started yoga to force me to relax for that whole hour. I actually, when I get in there, I just blank out everything. I just focus on the instructor and guiding me to just be at peace. So for those who cannot do it for themselves or get problem just being quiet, I would suggest, I mean, I am doing yoga, but there may be other meditations, mindfulness exercises that you can do. The other suggestion was read something motivational, meditate, listen to music, journal. I do a lot of journaling. I find journal help me. People are different. Some people just like to listen to music.
And sometimes it's activity, because you would go within, and I would journal and things like that. But I like to connect and be with people who make me happy and to do things. But you have to know what you like. And I think the main thing that we really have to consider is there is nothing wrong with deciding, I like this. I want to do this. It's good for me, and I am going to take time to do it. And I think most people don't take care of themselves because they just don't know how to prioritize themselves and say to others, no, not now. Give me half an hour. Give me an afternoon in 1 month. And that's a major problem.
But Terri-ann, that too, because when they are accustomed with you doing everything that you are asked to do, it is very the pressure on you to say no. It is really, but you have to prepare your mind. And that was our suggestion. Prepare your mind from up front.
We want
to acknowledge, go right ahead.
Lots of people who are tuned in, very nice, and we have some newbies, and we really want to say hi to Shelly-ann. Hello, Catherine. Catherine is usually here with us. Hyacinth, how are you? Hyacinth, are you in Trinidad or in Martinique? Where are you? And then tell us about how you take care of yourself. Okay, Chikezi, nice to see you on board. I'd love to know how you take care of yourself also, because these are all Chinese who are out. I think Chikezi's in Philadelphia or somewhere like that. Mark, hello, how are you? And Catherine is here. And Catherine is really supporting that point of taking time to get away, and also the issue of others and support.
Oh, yes.
You know? And sometimes you may connect with someone for a purpose. It may not be just a lifelong friend and confidant, but you want to go to the beach. You want to take a drive. You want to do something. Come with me, let's drive take a drive down the highway. Come, let's go and see where the Reachwood building the highway.
And that is where building that community and friendship is important. I remember a situation. I had a friend who was very stressed out.
Yeah.
And she asked, she wanted to go somewhere for a weekend. Right? We went to one, at least where did we go? Cedar side.
Yes.
And I said, sure. And we went for 2 days, one night. And that was so, I mean, she was so appreciated. But in doing that to support her, it helped me.
Of course. And sometimes you don't have to go for a night, you know. You can just take the drive.
Yeah.
Just the drive.
Because just the chatting going up,
you
know, that drive, and we chatted. By the time we reached, she was feeling much better.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and we weren't, let's say, on top of each other in that way.
No.
She had her space. Yeah. So when we got there, I recognized that she needed a space.
And then
so
sometimes
she had her own space.
For fun.
Yes.
Just for fun. You know, you can go to that. But Jen, it's 5-2. And we have some important things to talk about. So because there are some important self-care community things that we're planning.
So, of course, we chatted on self-care. But what we have also on our YouTube channel, and many of you all will have had a YouTube link. Yes. If not, and you're on Facebook, I would put that YouTube link again tomorrow. Yes. We have Road to Wellness, a series we did, at least I did prior to that was last year, I think it was, where we had 3 fantastic clips, video clips. Yes. One, we were able to interview a nutritionist, Maria Elias, who is a nutritionist and fitness coach. Yes. And Maria gives a lot of tips and information about how we can keep healthy, living a healthy lifestyle. We had Dr. Polidor, who is from the Be Well Medical Center. And Dr. Paula Moore spoke about the importance of annual checkups, especially she spoke about the men. They're more hesitant, you know, than the women. So, and we had 2 gentlemen, Nigel and Keith, speak about their challenges with health.
Great. And another thing that we are going to be looking at, so those videos are going to give you a great perspective on how things that you can do to take care of self. But we've got to take care of community. We've got to reach out and see, Jennifer's getting a cold.
I'm sorry.
We were hoping that it won't act up. But we are going to be bringing our tribe together next month on the 10th. We are going to have a fantastic event, Utopia. Are you okay?
Yes.
All right. So you can go ahead and let it out. That will be like
just
some of the
drink some more.
We need to. But please, check your calendars on the 10th of next month, and we'll be talking more about it. But even before that, Jennifer, next week, all right?
Will be quite interesting.
We are talking this week about taking care of you. Sure you're okay, right?
Yes, I'm okay.
Yes. We are talking this week about taking care of you. And we have to take care of us to be able to have a better relationship with others. And we are going to be having guests next week. We are going to be we're going to have a special man and a special woman, not a married couple, not just 2 very fantastic individuals.
At 50 plus.
At 50 plus, talking about the issue of relationship, intimate relationships. Yeah. Man and the woman, they have no relationship with each other. They have independent relationships.
But will share their stories and their views about, you know, in relationships.
And one of the perspectives we're going to take, and we really want you to think about this. You know, we've said it before. We know what we want. We know what we want from the other. But we're going to ask ourselves,
what are we putting on the table? Or what are you putting on the table?
You know, so that conversation with Garth and Nadia next week is going to be terrific. It is.
Right. And just remember, we have started, what we have been doing is starting that conversation prior.
Yes.
And we are doing that on our WhatsApp group.
Yes.
So share, send in your comments, keep it going. Yes. And when on Wednesday, we can just mention, like I did today, some of the comments. Are we okay? So we have 1 more minute.
Yes.
And I appreciated Corinne. letting us know that for all the years while she was working, she wasn't taking that time out. And she saw how important it is for that time out.
Yeah.
So what she shared with us is she's able now to get up, relax, sip on a cup of coffee or tea and enjoy the nature around.
Yeah.
And this is what we have to do. And it doesn't cost money, because one of the comments someone was telling me is that I don't have money.
Look up in the sky.
Right? And it is not about money. Yes, you need money if you want to go on vacation, but that's a different thing.
Yeah.
You save and you plan for it. But taking time out and self-care does not mean it costs money. I go walking, and I don't pay for a trainer.
You know
I train
also,
myself.
You know the other thing? Gentle words to yourself.
Oh, yes.
So many of us do not and can't speak gentle words to ourselves. Saying, I really like me. I really like me. Whatever I am, whoever I am, I'm not perfect, but I really like me. And I think sometimes in the morning, however you start your day, you praise your God, you do whatever it is. And then just thank Him for allowing you to be.
Okay, so here we are at 7:01. And Terri-ann, let's leave everybody with lots of love. Love yourself first, and then spread that love to others.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
It's been wonderful. See you next week.
Thank you.